Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intricate web of relationships and secrets unfolding in Port Charles, particularly focusing on the complex dynamics between Carly Spencer, Jason Morgan, and the mysterious WSB chief Jack Brennan. The mother's fury awaits discovery. How would Carly Spencer react if she discovered the truth about Jack Brennan's clandestine recruitment of her daughter Jocelyn Jacks into the dangerous world of international espionage? The revelation would undoubtedly ignite Carly's legendary maternal protectiveness, transforming her budding romance with Brennan into bitter resentment. As a mother who has always fiercely guarded her children from harm, learning that Jack secretly enlisted Joss for perilous WSB operations would be the ultimate betrayal of trust. The situation becomes even more complicated when we consider Jocelyn's involvement in Cyrus Renault's death. Not only did Brennan facilitate Joss's recruitment without maternal consent, but he also helped conceal her role in Renault's shooting and, in a particularly devious move, planted Jason Morgan's DNA at the crime scene. This calculated frame job demonstrates Brennan's willingness to sacrifice Carly's closest confidant to protect his own interests and Jocelyn's WSB future. For Carly, whose life has been defined by loyalty to those she loves, this multi-layered deception would be unforgivable. The question isn't whether she would end things with Jack, but rather how explosive their inevitable confrontation would be when these secrets finally come to light. Jason's secret leverage strategy. Jason Morgan, Carly's steadfast protector and confidant, appears to be developing a strategic approach to the Brennan situation. Rather than continuing his ineffective warnings, Jason seems poised to gather incriminating information about the WSB director with the intention of forcing Brennan's hand. This blackmail strategy would give Jack an ultimatum: end the relationship with Carly voluntarily and release Jocelyn from WSB obligations, or face exposure of his manipulative actions. This approach demonstrates Jason's psychological acumen. He understands that a clean break initiated by Brennan himself would cause Carly less emotional damage than a messy confrontation where she learns about Jack's betrayal directly from Jason. It would allow Brennan to exit Carly's life without the bitter aftermath of a confrontation, while simultaneously achieving Jason's primary objective of protecting both Carly and Jocelyn from Brennan's dangerous influence. Interestingly, Jason has become quite adept at managing secrets recently. His arrangement with Sasha Corbin to pose as her child's father to protect Michael Corinthos' custody case demonstrates his growing sophistication in navigating complex deceptions. Jason has evolved from Sonny's enforcer to a strategic player who understands when truth serves his purposes and when secrets better protect those he loves. Anna Devane, the reluctant informant. Former WSB agent Anna Devane finds herself in a uniquely conflicted position regarding the Brennan-Carly-Jocelyn triangle. As Port Charles's police commissioner and someone who shares a professional history with Jack Brennan, Anna possesses both the connections and insight to uncover damaging information about her former colleague. Anna's own history with the WSB creates a fascinating moral dilemma. Having begun her own training at approximately Jocelyn's age, Anna understands the allure and excitement of spy work for a young person. However, her professional ethics and personal integrity would likely be offended by Brennan's manipulative recruitment tactics and his willingness to involve an untrained civilian in dangerous operations without parental knowledge or consent. This ethical conflict makes Anna the perfect reluctant ally for Jason. While she might hesitate to betray professional confidences, her concern for Jocelyn's safety and her disapproval of Brennan's methods could ultimately convince her to leverage her remaining WSB contacts to gather intelligence that would expose Jack's true nature to Carly. Carly's pattern of dangerous attractions. Carly Spencer's romantic history reveals a consistent pattern of attraction to powerful, dangerous men. From her tumultuous relationship with Sonny Corinthos to her unwavering loyalty to Jason Morgan, Carly has repeatedly demonstrated a preference for men who live outside conventional boundaries of law and safety. This psychological pattern makes Jack Brennan a predictable choice for Carly's affections. As head of the WSB, he embodies the same qualities that have always drawn her: power, danger, and a certain moral flexibility. What's particularly interesting is how Carly's friends and family have emphasized that Brennan represents an even greater risk than her previous relationships with mob figures, suggesting that the unpredictable nature of international espionage presents dangers that even Port Charles's criminal underworld doesn't match. Carly's stubborn refusal to heed warnings about Brennan from trusted advisors like Jason, Anna, Lucas Jones, and Felicia Scorpio only reinforces her psychological pattern. Each caution seems to intensify her attraction, as though the element of forbidden danger is itself part of the appeal. This self-destructive tendency has been a defining characteristic throughout Carly's tumultuous life in Port Charles. The assassination attempt, a turning point. The recent assassination attempt targeting Jack Brennan that nearly claimed Carly's life represents a critical turning point in this unfolding drama. This violent incident provided tangible proof of Jason's warnings about the dangers of association with the WSB chief. For Jason, this near tragedy crossed a line, transforming his disapproval of the relationship from personal preference to urgent concern for Carly's physical safety. The assassination attempt also highlights the fundamental difference between Brennan's world and Sonny's criminal empire. While both environments involve danger, the international scope of Brennan's enemies creates unpredictable threats that extend far beyond Port Charles's familiar power dynamics. This global dimension of risk introduces variables that even someone as street-smart as Carly may be ill-equipped to navigate. Furthermore, the attempt on Brennan's life that endangered Carly serves as powerful ammunition for Jason in his campaign to separate them. It provides concrete evidence that his concerns aren't merely jealousy or overprotectiveness, but legitimate fears based on the reality of Brennan's dangerous profession. The potential Sonny reunion factor. Lurking beneath Jason's protective efforts may be another motivation, the possibility of reuniting Carly with Sonny Corinthos. Their on-again, off-again relationship has been a cornerstone of Port Charles drama for decades, and many fans speculate that Jason's determination to remove Brennan from the equation could pave the way for yet another Sonny-Carly reconciliation. This potential outcome adds another layer of complexity to Jason's actions. While his stated concern for Carly's safety appears genuine, his deep loyalty to Sonny might unconsciously influence his aggressive stance against Brennan. The triangular relationship between Sonny, Carly, and Jason has always been complicated by their intertwined histories and loyalties, making it difficult to separate personal feelings from protective instincts. Whether Jason consciously intends to facilitate a Sonny-Carly reunion remains ambiguous, but the possibility adds intriguing subtext to his determined efforts to extricate Brennan from Carly's life. Valentine's mysterious intelligence. The mention of Valentine Cassadine providing Jason with intelligence about Brennan introduces another fascinating element to this complex situation. Valentine's own history as a former WSB agent makes him a credible source of information about Brennan, but also raises questions about his motivations for sharing this intelligence with Jason. Valentine rarely acts without multiple agendas, and his willingness to provide information about a high-ranking WSB official suggests he may have his own scores to settle with Brennan or strategic reasons for wanting to disrupt Brennan's relationship with Carly. This intelligence sharing between Valentine and Jason creates an unlikely alliance between two men who have often found themselves on opposite sides of Port Charles conflicts. Whatever Valentine shared wasn't sufficient to deter Carly from pursuing her relationship with Brennan, but it apparently convinced Jason that further investigation was warranted. This partial revelation from Valentine may have been the catalyst that prompted Jason to seek Anna's assistance in digging deeper into Brennan's past and present activities. The inevitable explosive revelation. As this storyline progresses toward its inevitable climax, viewers can anticipate a dramatic confrontation when Carly finally discovers the truth about Jack Brennan's manipulation of Jocelyn and his willingness to frame Jason. Carly's explosive temper and fierce loyalty to both her daughter and Jason virtually guarantee an emotional showdown that will reverberate throughout Port Charles. The revelation will force Carly to reconcile her romantic feelings for Brennan with his betrayal of her trust on multiple levels. It will also likely strengthen her bond with Jason, whose warnings will be vindicated, potentially shifting the dynamic of their relationship yet again. And most significantly, it will create a new crisis point in Carly's relationship with Jocelyn, as mother and daughter navigate the fallout of Joss's secret WSB activities. Next, we will learn about the issue of the much-anticipated nurses' ball and all the dramatic developments it promises to bring to Port Charles this May. Major storylines set to explode during May sweeps. Could we finally discover who's been secretly working against Sonny Corinthos all this time? The identity of his hidden adversary might be revealed during the glamorous nurses' ball festivities. This long-running mystery has kept viewers guessing for months, with theories ranging from forgotten enemies to surprising betrayals from within Sonny's inner circle. The dramatic revelation would certainly shake Port Charles to its core and potentially set up conflicts that could last well into the summer storylines. The shocking truth about Giovanni Gio Palmieri's parentage might also come to light during the event. The revelation that he is actually the biological son of Dante Falconeri and Brooklyn Quartermain would create unprecedented family drama. This bombshell would not only affect Joe's sense of identity but would dramatically alter family dynamics across Port Charles. Imagine the expressions on everyone's faces when this secret finally explodes in the middle of a musical number or charity auction. Sasha Gilmore Corbin's carefully guarded secret regarding her child's paternity appears increasingly fragile. The nurses' ball, with its heightened emotions and unexpected confrontations, provides the perfect backdrop for this revelation. The fallout would be devastating, potentially destroying relationships and creating new alliances among Port Charles residents. The question remains, who is the actual father, and how will this revelation impact Sasha's already complicated life? Will Willow Corinthos finally uncover the truth about Nina Reeves and Drew Kane's clandestine affair? This betrayal would be particularly painful given the complex history between Willow and Nina. The nurses' ball's atmosphere of celebration could quickly turn to one of confrontation if this secret comes to light. The emotional fallout would reverberate through multiple families in Port Charles, potentially creating rifts that might never fully heal. The glamorous event returns to Port Charles. The 2025 Nurses' Ball has been officially announced to begin on May 20th, promising an unforgettable week of entertainment and drama. The annual charity event has always been a highlight of the Port Charles social calendar, combining philanthropy with unforgettable performances. This year's ball is described as a charitable night of singing, dancing, and much more, and longtime viewers know that the much more often includes shocking revelations and dramatic confrontations. The show's social media accounts have been building anticipation, encouraging viewers to prepare for a week filled with excitement, drama, and numerous costume changes. The glitz and glamour of the Nurses' Ball consistently provides a stunning visual backdrop for the explosive storylines that unfold during these episodes. From elegant gowns to sophisticated tuxedos, the fashion alone makes these episodes must-see television. Port Charles residents will be dressed to impress, creating a deceptive atmosphere of celebration that often masks the underlying tensions and secrets ready to explode. The contrast between the joyous charitable event and the personal dramas unfolding behind the scenes has always been a hallmark of Nurses' Ball episodes. This year promises to continue that tradition with even more shocking developments. Jen Sidwell's controversial sponsorship. During the April 1st episode, which celebrated General Hospital's impressive 62-year legacy, Lucy Coe made a significant announcement following the dedication ceremony for the Dr. Monica Quartermain Cardiac Center. She revealed that Jen Sidwell would be the exclusive sponsor for this year's Nurses' Ball, news that generated mixed reactions among Port Charles residents. Many remain deeply suspicious of Sidwell's true intentions in Port Charles. His sudden generosity has raised eyebrows among those who question whether this charitable gesture masks more sinister motivations. The character's mysterious background and questionable business practices have left many wondering if his sponsorship comes with hidden strings attached. For Lucy Coe, however, Sidwell's financial backing represents a tremendous opportunity to make this year's Nurses' Ball the most spectacular one yet. His generous donation will allow for elaborate decorations, top-tier entertainment, and potentially greater fundraising for the hospital. Lucy's enthusiasm for planning the perfect event might be blinding her to potential complications that could arise from this partnership. The tension between those who welcome Sidwell's contribution and those who remain wary creates an undercurrent of suspicion that will likely play out during the ball itself. Will his sponsorship ultimately benefit Port Charles, or is it part of a larger, more troubling agenda? The answer to this question could dramatically impact multiple storylines. Anniversary celebrations and new beginnings. The announcement about the nurses' ball came on the heels of General Hospital's 62nd anniversary celebration, which featured the inauguration of the Dr. Monica Quartermain Cardiac Center. This dedication honored one of Port Charles's most beloved and long-standing characters while establishing a new medical facility that will undoubtedly feature in future storylines. The anniversary episode served as a perfect bridge between honoring the show's rich history and setting up future dramatic developments. The establishment of the Cardiac Center represents both a tribute to Monica's decades of service and a new setting for medical emergencies and professional rivalries that will unfold in coming months. The timing of the nurses' ball announcement during this celebration episode underscores the event's importance to both the show's history and its future direction. For decades, the nurses' ball has provided some of General Hospital's most memorable moments, combining entertainment with significant plot developments that often reshape the Port Charles landscape. As May Sweeps approaches, viewers can expect the excitement to build steadily, with hints and clues about potential developments scattered throughout April episodes. The anticipation is palpable as fans speculate about which performances will dazzle and which secrets will finally be exposed when the nurses' ball returns to Port Charles once again.